Season 3 is upon us, and I'm sure we'll see a huge patch alongside it. Just like Season 2 brought a bunch of universal changes. I've put together a little wish list of things I'd like to see in Season 3. Now, this isn't really a character wish list, but if you came to this video wanting to know my character's wish list for Season 3, I can make you happy really fast. Name of my sex tape. According to the leak, Season 3 will have 4 new characters. Yeah, only 4. The first one is Ultra Instinct Goku, so for the other 3, my wish list is Master Roshi, Mr. Satan, and Gregory. But that's not really what this video is all about. It's about system changes. Changes that I think would make Dragon Ball FighterZ an even better game, just like today's sponsor made my life a lot easier too. This video is brought to you by Ridge. Ridge helps you carry what you need to every day, from streamlining how you carry cash and cards in their flagship Ridge wallet to their portable commuter backpack. They want to make the most out of what you're bringing with you. Personally, I've had a Ridge wallet since September of last year, and it's still the wallet I use every day. You might be looking at the website and thinking, wow, that's expensive for a wallet. Is it though? I've had these soft fabric wallets my entire life. Eventually, they start to come apart. It starts to look old and worn, and then you gotta buy a new one. How much more money are you gonna spend on these types of wallets? Ridge is made from military-grade materials like titanium and carbon fiber. It will never be ruined. I'll never need to buy another wallet in my life. And if for some reason it is ruined, it comes with a lifetime guarantee. I can just send it back and they'll give me a new one. For you guys, Ridge is offering a 10% discount if you use code Globku10. Shipping is free worldwide. If you don't like the wallet, you can also return it for free, so go ahead and use that promo code while you can. This is the last wallet you'll ever buy. Thank you, Ridge, for sponsoring this video. A heads up, when Season 3 is announced and we get the Ultra Instinct Goku trailer, I will be in France at the venue watching it live from the stand, so it's possible that I won't be able to upload the reaction exactly when it happens, but don't worry, I've got something a little bit better planned. And yes, I am playing in the tournament too. I am incredibly underprepared. I'm gonna try to get some practice in this week. I stream on Twitch every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and this week is gonna be all Dragon Ball FighterZ. Gonna try not to make a fool of myself like I do on this channel usually, but let's get on to the topic at hand. Dragon Ball FighterZ is not a perfect game. There are some massive changes that I'd like to see. The problem is, these changes are too big for a Season 3 DLC patch. For instance, I would love for the game to get a better netcode, but for them to make a better netcode, they would have to rebuild the entire game from the ground up. That's a change that we might see in a sequel, but not in a Season 3 DLC patch. I would also love for us to be able to choose characters' assists. There are too many characters that simply aren't viable, or they must be point characters simply because their assists aren't good enough. And if you could choose their assists, we'd see a lot more variety in team comps, and that could technically happen in Season 3, but I still think that's too big a change. I mean, just think about it, it would break the game completely. There would be some very broken teams in need of balance. The number of combinations is too big for them to account for every single one of them. And this isn't launched Dragon Ball FighterZ. They can't patch the game within a couple of months. If something is broken, we're stuck with it until the next patch, which might only be a year from now. So if we see something like that, it would be again something for Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. The list of changes that I bring you guys today are definitely significant, but also modest enough that they could actually happen in this patch. So let's get down to it. One of the main issues playing online is that mashing buttons works a lot of times. We've all fallen victim to the Bardock auto combo. More recently, Goku GT also gave us a ton of ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. And while I think auto combos are actually good in this game, they're one of the main reasons why this game is so popular and brought so many beginners to the fighting game community. I do think that auto combos are a bit too strong as they are right now. The solution seems simple, and it's one that Arc System Works has already done in past games. Auto combos should not come out on whiff. If you're not hitting your target, the combo stops. This is exactly how BB tag works. If you mash the light attack button, you just do the light attack over and over again. But if you hit your opponent or they're blocking, then you get the auto combo. This would get rid of a few interesting things that you can do in fighters, stuff like you vanish and then you buffer the auto combo for an extension. Even some touch of death combos work by whiffing the auto combo. But if we must lose those so we don't get caught by auto tracking buttons as we're landing, I'd say that's a very good trade. Another great beginner tool that brought a lot of people into this game is the Super Dash. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I hate the Super Dash. If it was gone, I wouldn't miss it at all. But we have to admit that it is an essential tool to the game. Dragon Ball FighterZ would sort of lose its own identity if Super Dash wasn't a part of it. So instead of removing it completely, which I would be fine with that, what I would like to see in Season 3 is a Super Dash nerf. It doesn't have to be anything big, just give it a bit more startup. You see that little animation that the characters do before they start chasing you? Those first frames where it seems like they're charging up the Super Dash. Just give the characters a couple more of those frames. That would make super dashes easier to punish, because in an online scenario they really aren't. And at high level, locally, I see super dash being used a lot, especially in block strings. A lot of block strings use super dashes nowadays. And Dragon Ball FighterZ is a very offense-focused game that would, you know, nerf the offense a little bit, giving the blocking player more of a chance. No need to nerf the super dash in a combo. Combos would work exactly the same, but when you do it in neutral or in a block string, yeah, nerf the startup. This is Dragon Ball FighterZ universal fuck neutral button. That kind of power has to be easier to punish. Like I just mentioned, Dragon Ball FighterZ is a game that focuses a lot on offense, and while the Season 2 patch did give us a few new defensive tools, there are situations where the game just takes those tools away. For instance, during snapbacks. You'll always enter from the same spot on the screen, you can't guard cancel, so you just kinda have to take the mix. And this is why the snapback meta kinda took off. If you knock down an opponent after a normal combo, they have a lot of options on how to get up. They can tech up, they can tech in place, they can tech forward, or even delay their get up. So if you guess their option wrong, it could cost you a character. Because of this, what a lot of people do is when they don't have 3 bars for that hard knockdown, where the player will always get up in place, they opt for a snapback, because the defending player has no option but to block. In my opinion, this isn't so good. Snapbacks are valuable tools for bringing in characters who are recovering a lot of blue health, and they should remain the same in that aspect. But give the defending player the option to delay their entry. Simply by holding a button, the character won't show up right away after getting snapback. That way, you don't necessarily have to take the mix. The opponent has to read what you're gonna do. They don't always have a guaranteed 50-50 when you enter. And again, this isn't something new to fighting games. Once again, BB Tag, also by ArcSys, albeit a different team, has a delayed entry system whenever you kill a character. You can just hold a button and that character's entry will be delayed. And it's not like you can really steal a turn by doing this, but you're able to enter the stage much more safely and return the game to neutral. Sounds like a pretty simple idea to implement, and this one is definitely near the top of my wish list. Continuing on the topic of fighters being a very offense-focused game, there's another tool that encourages this, and that's the Vanish. You've successfully blocked an entire block string from your opponent, but wait, he has a bar of meter, so he's just gonna vanish, and unless you guess exactly what he's gonna do after that, you're back to blocking. This is because vanishes are plus on block. This means that if you block a vanish and then you try to attack, the opponent will punch you first. From day one, this mechanic felt a bit odd to me. Now, I don't think they'll change it, simply because if that was the plan, I think it would have happened already. But I would love to see Vanish being +0 on block. No advantage for either player, a pure return to neutral. That's kind of how the game is played at high level already. Even if you're plus, if the opponent gets the read, you lose a character, so a lot of players just opt to backdash. So it wouldn't change the pro scene that much, but for us, scrubs, it would make a huge difference. Some of these changes are fairly personal. I don't expect a lot of you to agree with all of them, and that's okay. This channel is also about the conversation that goes on in the comments. But for my final 3 items on the wish list, I think everyone's gonna agree with these. Please, for the love of Gregory, don't take another year to release a patch. We're all looking forward to this patch so much simply because we're tired of the current meta. Sure, we're looking forward to seeing Kid Goku getting nuked and them accidentally buffing Kid Buu again, but new broken characters are gonna come out of this patch. That's just how it goes. Since Season 4 might only have 4 characters, a full year without patches might be the definitive death of Dragon Ball FighterZ. Chances of this happening are maybe a bit low. ArcSys is making a ton of games right now. They're not gonna have a ton of manpower behind the game to give us constant patches, but maybe the reason why they are only giving us 4 characters is so they can actually work on balance changes. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe the 4 character thing isn't even real. It's just a rumor for now. There's some data mining to prove it, but data mining isn't always 100% proof. So we'll see. Give us another stage, please! Everything seems to indicate that there will be a new dramatic finish, which is the final scene in the Tournament of Power. Well, for that to happen, we need a Tournament of Power stage. You could call this item on the wish list a freebie. There are enough hints that the Tournament of Power will be an upcoming stage for Dragon Ball FighterZ, but since it's not confirmed yet, I want a new stage. That's going on the list. Heck, I want 5 stages. Well, let's keep it real. 1 would be awesome. And the Tournament of Power on top of that, it sounds great. I really didn't like the Galactic Arena they brought us last time, so this already sounds a lot better. And my final item on this wish list is a reduced time to fight. What is the time to fight? Well, simply put, is the time it takes from booting up the game for you to get in a fight. What you're seeing right now is the Dragon Ball FighterZ booting from a PS4 Pro, and I'm mashing those buttons to get in a ranked match as fast as I can. We've all sat through these screens countless times and simply accepted that that's the way this game works. But this is not normal. It takes a really long time for you to get into a match, and we're timing a simple ranked match. If you're meeting up with a friend, you still gotta go back to the gate and switch lobbies and go through all of that. Everything that gets in the way of you playing the game is just bad. It discourages players from simply logging in and playing a couple matches because it's a huge investment to just log in. To get in a ranked match, it takes about 1 minute and 20 seconds. I've got 3 other games for you guys to use as an example. 2 of them are also from Arc System Works, and I really don't think I need to bring other examples into this because Dragon Ball FighterZ is the absolute worst at this. Arc System Works has never made a game that makes you wait this long before you can actually fight. And if somehow they could reduce the time it takes for you to get into a match, that would be greatly appreciated. And folks, that's my wish list, but let's keep this conversation going. What changes would you guys want to see in Season 3? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and don't forget to get the last wallet you'll ever need in your life. You can get 10% off with code Globku10, link in the description. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you next time. Bye.